It's a mystery as old as the hills. Just how do these perfect circles appear in the middle of cornfields? It's baffled scientists, it's baffled experts, it's even baffled the newspapers. Over the years, the suggestions as to how the circles get there have been getting, well, cornier. Could it be the work of UFOs or magnetic forces or little green men? Or was it the Earth appealing for man's help to save the planet? Today, the world's press gathered in anticipation to hear the answer. Their interest had been aroused by an article in this morning's Today newspaper. At long last, there would be proof of earthly involvement. Two men in their 60s from Southampton had been making circles for years, and they would show how it was done.
I lived in Australia from 1958 to 66. And when I came home, during their time in Australia, there was a report in their newspapers of a circular depression in a grass field in Queensland. And they immediately called it a UFO nest. In other words, it was where a UFO had landed. I've always been a bit interested in UFOs and sightings and that sort of thing. But when I came home in 66, I met Dave, who was a fellow artist. And we used to go venture out on Friday evenings and have a chat about watercolours and things and have a pint of beer. And one evening, summer evening, we saw a cornfield, and I remarked to him about this. And I said, why don't we put a circular depression in this cornfield, the same as they had out in Australia? I said, the UFO Society here, which was at its height at the time, Warminster especially, I said, they will probably think that it is a UFO that had landed.
All this could be said to be a somewhat flattening experience for the expert's expert on corn circles, Pat Delgado from Alresford in Hampshire. He's written 2 books on the subject. Was he convinced by the demonstration?
I think it's impossible with the piece of equipment. They had a board and a rope and like it was a horse they were riding. And I think the giveaway really is that when they put their foot on the board, the other leg, with all their weight on it and the weight of the board, is obviously on the crop that they've just pressed down. So it would be quite easy to trace their footsteps because he couldn't hop along on one leg. It would have to, unless he can hop along on one leg with a board.
Others with doubts are the members of the Wessex Skeptic Society. They know a thing or two about hoaxes themselves.
About 5 of us manufactured a circle on land at Clench Common, fairly complex central circle and a few satellites, and it was promptly and almost unanimously, I believe, pronounced genuine by a great number of circles experts, including Terence Meaden.
The men from the newspaper went away happy. They'd had the world's press literally running in circles. But for serious circle watchers, a lingering doubt remains.